I feel like I am so far off of my routines the past week or so, probably. Hey, I'm Tiffany, your guide to inner knowing and expansion through plant medicine. Welcome, or hey, if you've been here for a little while. Health things, getting older as a woman, perimenopause, all of the things. It's kicking my ass lately, exhausted all the time. So I got to figure out how to change some habits for myself to get that back. But yesterday I was at the beach and laying there and just listening to the waves. It's almost like every other noise around me disappears as I can hear the waves coming in and out. And I read my favorite book again for a little bit. It's called Love and Will by Rollo May. He's an existentialist. So his philosophy is based in existentialism. As a therapist, he's humanistic. And I have always loved existentialism. Even before I even knew what it meant, existentialism really has hit home. So I'm just going to read something to you about existentialism, and you'll see how this relates, and if you don't, I'll explain it, how it relates to plant medicine retreats. So existentialism is a philosophical movement that explores the nature of human existence, freedom, and meaning. At its core, it asserts that existence precedes essence, meaning we are not born with a predetermined purpose, but must create our own meaning through choices and actions. The key themes are freedom and responsibility. Humans are radically free to make choices, but with that freedom comes deep responsibility for shaping their lives. There is no external authority, God, society, fate, that defines meaning for us. We must do it for ourselves. One of the things it's talking about in Love and Will, and this book was written back in 1969, is about kind of the free love movement and how when you can have physically intimate relationships as much as you want with whoever you want, that freedom becomes a straitjacket, because in that people developed an anxiety for deeply intimate relationships. They were constantly feeling anxious. Were they performing? Were they getting to the end of that performance? If you follow, you follow, right? Relationships, we're not in a relationship. Am I seeking deeper meaning through love? All of the things. So what we are seeking freedom from often becomes our straitjacket when you're not, I guess, taking responsibility for who you are as a person and not placing it on other people. We all have will, right? Authenticity. Living authentically means embracing personal responsibility for one's existence rather than conforming to societal expectations or escaping into distractions, which we all love to do. I know I do. Anxiety and absurdity. Confronting the vastness of existence and the lack of inherent meaning can provoke existential anxiety. I think a lot of people understand that through the term existential dread, right? The world is often seen as absurd, meaning it does not conform to human expectations of order and reason. And that sometimes is what causes existential dread. I have all of these choices. I have so much freedom. I don't know what the purpose of my life is. I don't know where I fit in. I'm struggling. I see this as a therapist with anxiety and depression quite frequently. Death and finitude. Whoa, I couldn't say that word. Awareness of our mortality forces us to confront the urgency of life. Many existentialists argue that embracing death is essential to fully living. I can get behind that one. Alienation, a feeling of disconnection from oneself, others, or the world arises when people avoid responsibility, live in bad faith, or struggle with meaninglessness. Rollo May, Love and Will, 1969. It is as relevant today as it was back in 1969. And man, as somebody that has loved philosophy, and I am not necessarily the best, I could not go toe-to-toe with true philosophical thinkers or people that study this as their main career or whatever it is, I think that more people should be able to sit and have these conversations, like deep philosophical conversations about meaning and will and existence, and how does it bring it back to the nature of self and connection in doing so. Yeah, some of these major thinkers are just blow my mind. And just a fun fact about me, one of the best gifts ever given to me was a 1956 set of Encyclopedia Britannicas. Many of you probably don't know what an Encyclopedia Britannica is because it predates you. But back in the day, before the internet, you used to buy these encyclopedias. They're still at libraries, I think, today, but it was from A to Z, every great philosopher, psychologist, deep thinker, and it spans all of them. And that is still today one of my favorite gifts I have ever received because that's how much I love this. Anyways, the plant medicine journeys are deeply existential, stripping away illusion and confronting us with raw freedom and what does that actually mean. And so I think because I'm really going to foster YouTube and TikTok combined, I'm going to really dive into what I want out of this content and how it applies to the plant medicine journeys that we host in retreats moving forward. This week's a little bit crazy. My partner is going to be leaving for a trip for a little while. And so I will have plenty of time to sit and maybe map some of this out. I didn't really get to it at the end of last week and this week. And I'm super excited for you to join me on some of these conversations if you feel called to, and how they relate to the plant medicine journeys. And I'm going to get back to the mindful moments because I absolutely love those. Super helpful for me as well, to slow down and just take a moment. I noticed I got plenty of followers off of that, like you guys liked it. So I hope you have a good day.